Okay, folks, get ready because today we're doing a deep dive into, well, this. And by this, I mean this stack of papers someone sent in about civil procedure.
Oh boy.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
boy, is right. Looks like a law school exam went rogue.
Sounds like someone needs a little help navigating the legal system. Don't worry, we've got this.
That's what you're here for. So, where do we even start with something like this? It's like trying to summarize the entire universe of legalness.
Well, every lawsuit, kind of like a house, needs a good foundation, right? And that's where these first few topics come in.
Okay, so we're talking the legal system and role of procedure, justiciability, and subject matter jurisdiction. Those are some serious tongue twisters.
Yeah, they can be a mouthful, but they're important because they determine whether your case even makes it to court.
All right, so no suing your roommate because they, like, ate your leftovers.
Probably not going to fly. See, subject matter jurisdiction means the court has to actually have the power to deal with your specific issue. Like, small claims court isn't going to hear a murder case, right?
Right, different courts for different crimes.
Exactly. And justiciability. Basically, the court has to be able to offer a solution. It can't be based on something that might happen in the future or, hypothetical situations.
That makes sense. So no suing because you think your neighbor's dog might bite you someday.
Exactly, though you might want to have a chat with your neighbor about their dog regardless.
Okay, good point. Now, what about this procedural due process notice business? Seems kind of formal, but I'm guessing it's important.
Absolutely. It's about fairness, really. Imagine being dragged into court without even knowing why, let alone having a chance to defend yourself.
Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
Exactly.
That's
Notice ensures that everyone involved knows they're being sued, what they're being sued for, and has a chance to respond. Basic fairness.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking of fair, this whole section on jurisdiction is a bit much personal jurisdiction and rem and quasi and rem jurisdiction feels a little repetitive.
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. It all boils down to which court has the authority to hear a particular case.
So, like, who gets to call the legal shots?
Exactly. And there are rules for that. Like, let's say you buy something online from a company in another state and something goes wrong with the order. Which state's courts get to decide the case? That's where these different types of jurisdiction come into play.
So it's not always as simple as where you live or where the company is located.
Nope. It can get pretty complex. And even if you figure out the right court, there's still the question of venue.
Venue, like where the wedding reception will be.
Well, not exactly. Venue, in a legal sense, means determining the best geographical location for the trial, considering things like where witnesses live, where the actual dispute occurred, practical stuff.
Ah, okay. So we've got the right court, we're in the right location. What comes next? This is where the actual legal battle begins.
You got it. We're entering the thrilling world of pleadings, joinder, class action, summary judgment, and of course, the always exciting discovery.
Discovery, huh? That's where things can get a little, messy. I've seen enough legal dramas to know it's not always just handing over documents.
You're right, it can get pretty intense. It's basically the process of gathering evidence to support your case. Think interrogatories, depositions, requests for documents. It's all fair game.
So both sides trying to build the best case they can.
Exactly. But it can also be used as a way to delay the case or wear down the other side. There are rules, of course, but it can get strategic.
Okay, so after all that back and forth with discovery, eventually a case has to actually, end, right? That's where juries, claim preclusion, and issue preclusion come in.
You're catching on. Juries play a huge role in our legal system. They hear the evidence and decide the facts of the case.
The fate of justice rests in their hands.
In a way, yes. And as for preclusion, it's there to prevent what you might call legal Groundhog Day. Basically, you can't keep suing someone over the same thing, hoping for a different outcome each time.
So if I sue someone for, like, breach of contract and I lose, I can't just turn around and sue them again for the same breach of contract.
Nope. That's what claim preclusion is all about.
Yeah.
And issue preclusion is similar. It prevents the same specific issue from being relitigated in a different lawsuit.
Makes sense. Keeps things moving along, I guess. Okay, so last but not least, on our whirlwind tour of civil procedure, we have statutes and rules. And I'm not going to lie, this section made my eyes glaze over a little. It's not exactly the most thrilling topic.
I hear you, but trust me, statutes and rules are the unsung heroes of the legal world. Think of them like The software code that makes the entire legal system run.
Okay, so not as exciting as a courtroom showdown, but essential nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They dictate every single step of the process, from how to file a lawsuit, to what evidence is admissible, to how a trial is conducted. They're the rules of the game, essentially.
Wow, who knew that something that sounds so dry could be so important?
That's the law for you. Essential, but not always a page-turner.
Well, I have to say, this deep dive has been quite a journey. We've gone from the very basics of a lawsuit to the complex world of jurisdiction, evidence, and even those all-important statutes and rules.
It's a lot to take in. But hopefully now our listeners have a better understanding of how civil procedure works and why it matters.
That's right, because whether you're dealing with a fender bender or a major corporate dispute, understanding these basic principles can make all the difference. So next time someone mentions civil procedure, you'll be ready.
Armed and ready with knowledge.
Exactly. And for those of you listening who are about to dive into that stack of study guides, well, good luck. You might need it.
And remember, we're always here to help demystify the legal world, one deep dive at a time.
That's right. Until next time.